In this video, we'll be talking about how to create keywords. This is the second video in a series. If you have not already, be sure to watch part 1 on creating research questions. In our last video, we talked about the difference between asking a person for help and asking a computer. We learned that unlike people, computers don't look for answers. Instead, when you type words in the search bar of a database, the computer tries to match the words you type with the descriptions of whatever you're trying to find. These words are called keywords. Keywords are important words that describe something you want to find. When searching Amazon, the words we use to describe the kind of shoe we want are keywords. Blue describes the color we want, and sneakers describes the type. But how does that relate to research? How do we figure out what the most important words are to describe a research topic? Well, the best place to start is right where we left off with our research questions. We already know that a good research question should always have two parts to it, this and that. For example, why is outer space black? How does stress affect mental health? Or what do hair coverings mean for the Amish? When we write our research questions like this, it's very easy to pick out the most important words. Whatever you wrote for this and that are your first keywords. They describe your topic in simple words the computer can understand. So in our question, how does stress affect mental health? Our keywords would be stress and mental health. Notice that a keyword can just be a single word, like stress, or multiple words, like mental health. So now we have our first keywords, stress and mental health. Keep in mind that these are only your first keywords. You will be creating more keywords all throughout the research process in order to help you find the resources you're looking for. You might be wondering why you need more keywords. Aren't these good enough? Keep in mind that computers aren't people. Sometimes the computer won't understand a keyword we've chosen, or maybe the database isn't giving us the kind of resources we're looking for. When that happens, we need to be prepared with different keywords to get different results. So we're going to be creating a keyword toolbox to help us get options when we have problems searching. The first step is to brainstorm similar words to the keywords we've already created. Ask yourself, is there another way of saying the same thing? Like mental wellness instead of mental health? Or can we be more specific, such as anxiety instead of stress? The last step before we begin researching is to ask ourselves if we already know something about this topic. For example, for the question, how does stress affect mental health, I might know it already has something to do with depression. If you can't think of any similar or related words, that's okay. Skip this part and move on. However, remember that you can always ask a classmate, friend, family member, or even a librarian for help with generating ideas. Now that our toolbox is full of keywords, the last thing we need to talk about is how to connect them. Most databases will give you multiple search boxes for your keywords. Use a different box for each keyword. If there's only one search box, connect keywords with the word "and." When searching, use between 2 and 4 keywords. Using more keywords will give you fewer results because the computer is trying to match more words. However, your results will be more specific to your topic if you use more keywords. If you don't like your results, try changing how many and which keywords you use. Different keywords will give you different results. A different number of keywords will also give you different results. Take a moment to think about your research question. What are your keywords? Are there any similar words? Are there any related words you already know? This concludes our tutorial on creating keywords. For more help, visit us online at hacc.edu/library, where you can chat, email, or text a librarian, or drop by your campus library for more support.